You could say were it not for Axial SpA, I might never have discovered my passion for woodworking and wood turning. Hi, I'm Jonah, and Naz have asked me to share a slice of my life living with Axial SpA. For those that don't know, Axial SpA, or AS, is a progressive inflammatory disease that affects the joints and in particular the spine, and it can cause the vertebra to fuse.
From log to bowl.
I'm 39 years old and I live in Hertfordshire with my wife and two lovely daughters. I'm a video editor and also a budding wood turner and woodworker. So bearing in mind that the average time for someone to get diagnosed with AS is about 8.5 years, I was pretty lucky. I think mine took about 5 years. In 2010 I noticed that my wrists were hurting when I was at the gym doing things like press-ups, and soon after my tailbone started to hurt when I was cycling. So over the next year or so I picked up more pains, my neck, my back, my legs, but I always attributed it to something that I was doing in my lifestyle, be it the way I was going to the gym or mountain biking or skateboarding. But then in about 2012 I had my first flare-up and ended up in A&E. A flare-up is basically when the inflammation goes crazy. Basically sitting hurts, lying hurts, even breathing hurts. It's absolute agony. But for me it only lasts a couple of days and is really infrequent. So I'm lucky in that respect. Some people get it a lot worse. Over the next few years there's a lot of back and forth with the GP, new pains arriving on the scene like my elbows and fingers, and being referred to physios and whatnot. I had a physio tell me that this was all because I was picking up babies now. That's not a strange hobby. My wife and I had just had our first baby and I was picking her up a lot. So eventually the GP referred me to a rheumatology consultant. She was the first person to put all these seemingly separate clues into some sort of order. And when I came back from scans, it was confirmed that I had ankylosing spondylitis, which falls under the umbrella of Axial SpA. When I got the diagnosis, it was quite a shock. There were some words that you don't like to hear, like disease and progressive and uncurable. But it was also quite good to have a name for this problem that had been starting to really get to me. I had no idea what was wrong, and every day it seemed to be getting worse. I live quite an active life. I like being active, so one of the biggest things for me has been learning my body's new limitations and figuring out how I can replace those things I love with new things I love. About 7 years ago I started wood turning, and since I've just got more and more into it, and it's almost turned into a sort of part-time job now. I sell in shops and at fairs, and I run spoon carving workshops, and I talk about trees all the time, and it's been something that my wife has got involved in. We make products together and the children help at craft fairs. It's become a massive part of our life, and I don't think I would have discovered it had I not been forced to stop and reevaluate my hobbies.